Hey there, I'm Jackie, and welcome back to Chopra's Primordial Sound Meditation Instruction. In today's class, we're going to discuss the 7 different states of consciousness as recognized by the Vedic tradition and how you can begin to unfold these higher states as in your daily life through your regular meditation practice. So the content of today's class may feel a little challenging. These are going to be some abstract ideas, and it's important to keep in mind that you don't have to immediately understand everything I say today in order to experience these higher states of consciousness. They will unfold naturally with your regular meditation practice. And as you continue to meditate and have these experiences, this information can provide a helpful guide for you, to assure you that you're not alone in having these experiences and that you're not going bonkers. This is, in fact, what you've been working for. So it's important to remember that everything in creation is constantly evolving. This is the nature of life on Earth. Some things evolve more slowly, say the mountains, how the mountains are formed and erode, and others evolve much faster. Flowers can bloom and wither within a few days. Now that you are practicing meditation regularly, you have started to accelerate your evolutionary process. So we're giving you this knowledge because knowledge and experience go hand in hand. Knowledge without direct experience, is just an intellectual exercise. And experience without adequate understanding can sometimes lead to confusion and doubt. So now that you're having this regular meditation practice, you're going to have new experiences, and we're here to guide you through them. In the Vedic tradition, there are 7 different levels of consciousness, and each of these has its own physiological functioning and quality of experience, and we'll touch on each of these so you can recognize them as they appear in your lives. Some of these we have experienced daily in our daily lives. Some of these experiences you might have caught glimpses of, and others might be completely new to you, and that's okay. This class will give you a good overall understanding of these levels of consciousness and help you recognize them as they start to appear in your life. It's also important to recognize that, while we do refer to these as higher states of consciousness, they are our birthright. They're us. They're within us. We've just clouded them with too much junk, and we are not experiencing life and consciousness as we were designed to experience it, where we accumulate stress and toxins. And what society has accepted as normal is just a fraction of what we are capable of experiencing. I remember learning as a child that we only use 10% of our brains, and I think that number might have decreased over time, but that made me crazy. I've been working for the last 40 years since I learned that, and obsessed with unlocking more of our brain's potential. And I believe that consciousness is the key, and here's why. I'm going to start by defining consciousness for you, and again, this is take a deep breath and open your mind time. Consciousness is really all that is. Consciousness is our awareness. It's our spirit and our soul. Consciousness is the source of all of our experiences, including our thoughts, our emotions, our perceptions, and our sensations. Consciousness is that in which all experience occurs. Consciousness is that in which experience is known. And consciousness is that out of which all experience is made. To really wrap your head around these concepts, I'd recommend a book by Michael Singer called The Untethered Soul. And he really explores this information in depth from a very personal level, and he does it from a very non-religious standpoint, which is nice. Our consciousness has the ability to expand from these constricted states that we tend to live in into the higher states. And since our consciousness is the basis of all of our experiences, as we move into these higher states of consciousness, our experiences also change. Our thoughts change, our emotions change, Our perception of the world changes because of our consciousness changing. Our biology also changes because our physical body is merely a modified form of our consciousness. So all of these experiences have space and time. Everything that we can take in with our senses has a location in space and an existence in time. This is true of our thoughts, our emotions. If something triggers them, they happen. If we're processing correctly, then they're in the past. If we're not processing them correctly, they hang on with us. Then that's why we meditate. But we are the experiencer. We are the one who is having the experience, and that is beyond space and time. While all the experiences are very local and limited, the one who is having the experience, the you, the soul, is actually beyond limitation. So when we slip into the space between our thoughts, the gap, we step into this field of pure potential and pure awareness. We meet the experiencer, the soul. And this awareness is not of any one thing in particular, but it's an experience, it's an awareness of everything in general. This is pure potential and pure awareness. While our experiences will constantly change, the experiencer is actually beyond the field of change. You are not your thoughts, you are not your mind, and you are not your body. But when the body and mind are filled with stress and fatigue, we're filled with memories and desires, our lives become a very distorted picture. When through meditation we release these stresses, we release the fatigue and the toxins from our body and mind, our spirit shines fully into our lives and allows us to open to these higher states of consciousness. It's important to remember that the sun is always shining. We just need to remove the clouds. Thank you for joining me today. Enjoy your practice.